Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to FSB Racing Friday night Winston Cup. We're at the Rock, North Carolina Motor Speedway, one of my personal favorite tracks, and got my partner up in the booth here with me, as always, Milt Minter Jr. How you doing, Milty?
Yo, yo, yo. North Carolina.
We are ready to rock at the Rock. I'm going to keep making that pun all night. It's a dad joke. I'm a dad. I have license. As noted, this is one of my absolute favorite tracks. It is a quirky, odd-shaped track. It's got different banking on the different ends, and it kills tires. It absolutely murders them. And you know how I love the tire killer tracks. So the story of the night's going to be tire management. I expect we're probably going to see a bunch of cautions early, and then they'll settle out to long green flag runs. Whoever takes care of the tires at the beginning of the run is going to be getting the benefits of that at the end, as it just gets greasier and greasier off turn 2 especially. And we'll jump right into our qualifying grid here. You got Mark de Rocket Dissenza in the 3 car on the pole, Slim Jim Gately, the professor, and his teammate outside in the 23 car. Johnny Doucette, great qualifying run there for the 58, and his number neighbor is also his row neighbor, 59 Ryan Johnson. Starts at 4th. Matt Watkins, our points leader, pretty much wrapped up at this point, barring catastrophe, but he's there. 5th spot. I'm going to steal that pick. I'm taking the 35. This is the type of track that really plays into his calculating, managing the whole race kind of style. So 35 Matt Watkins starts at 5th. Bill Yarborough, also very good at these shorter tire management style tracks, starts at 6th. Rick Bisconner, always strong at Rockingham, starts 7th. Dan Irvine, Pops Margison, and John the Dog Palmer rounding out your top 10. Now, Milty, you said this was not one of your best tracks.
Yeah, especially first couple times I ran it, because that tire wear, I mean, it's just, you got to really baby it. And but I did a lot of work with Slim Jim Gately, and especially on short tracks, and I know this is a little more than a mile, and different, but it's got that same kind of feel as far as tire wear.
It's like a short track and a speedway had a baby. It's got elements of both. Turn 3 and 4 is very much like something you'd find at Dover, or turn 1 and 2 at Darlington, where it's very high speed, just a little bit of throttle management to get through there. In turn 1, you can either lift a little bit past the start-finish line and coast in there, which is what I prefer to do on tire management runs, or you can get in there deep and brake, trail brake in there. 2 different entry lines that work. You can come in low or you can come in high, and the higher banking there lets you really turn it down off the top of the hill. And then coming off 2, and those tires wear, like I said, that's where it starts to get tricky. Got some donuts going on in the pits there with Rick Bisconner in the 109. Running out our field real quickly, it'd be remiss to not point out the 00. The Bandit is back in the house.
What's up, Bandit?
See if we can find him. See if I can find him on the track.
Taking the 54 yard, bro.
Sam Young taking the 54. Oh, there's Francis.
I'm going to go with the 58, Johnny Doucette. He's just been up and coming and running great and getting better every race. And I like that 58
He's due for a good run. This is a great place to get a surprise winner. Someone pulling a strategy move as cautions and tire runs play out unexpectedly sometimes. And you see also here, one of the big challenges about this track, we can see it as the cars line up on the grid. I'll back it up here a little bit. See that curved pit road? Those first 4, maybe 5 or 6 pit boxes, unless you're in the first pit stall, man, I don't like pitting there on that curve. It's real tough to see cars coming and going, see your pit box coming up. So that's one of the challenges they'll face tonight. In fact, I'm surprised Matt Watkins let that 5th place qualifying effort stand, as he's been known to wipe his qualifying time if he didn't like the position of it, where his pit box was going to be. And the pit road speed is 45 here, and again, if you're coming in on a green flag stop, you're going to be coming in on trashed tires. Always a difficult to woe it up and get down to speed here with those tires abused. Finishing up the field, Rick Castle in the 124 starts at 12th. Steve Weber in the 83 starts 13th. Or sometimes in race reporter Dan Jones in 007, winner of the truck race of California last night too, starts at 14th. Bob Dixon, your last car to turn time, starts 15th, and then you got Brad Otto, Ken Hansen, T.G. Reese. Looks like Sam Young's not starting tonight. Derby Don, look at that in this Derby car.
Derby
making
Don,
a rare spot start, bringing up the rear
the
there.
record holder in the All-Star Shootout. Or has he tied it? I don't know. I'm not sure, but
I don't know. But we're about to go green.
I had the most wins there. As we go green, it's Mark DeCenza back where he belongs on pole, and he's going to want to go out and lead.
Yeah, this is a tire management track, but he likes to be up front, even here. But he can do both. He can save from the lead at this place.
Yeah, he's
gone
really
head-to-head.
reinvented himself over the years, which is what you have to do as the competition gets better. He's gotten better, a champion, and, looking for a win. He's got a long, at least on Friday nights, a long time since he's won, and we've seen him dominate seasons.
I see Matt Watkins settling in there with Dan Irvine, another strong runner pretty much everywhere we go.
Field spreading out nicely and taking it easy.
Yeah, people minding their P's and Q's. Oh, we got a car up in the wall, and it is Derby Don in the 49 car.
Derby from the couch to the racing. I don't know how long it's been, or unless he's raced this week. Gonna have to knock the rust off, but he's always got the rust bucket. He don't want to knock off the right front, that's for sure.
Looks like he locked up the tires going into one and just slid up the track. You can see his skid marks left behind there.
With the skill and the championships he's won, still coming off the couch. Gonna be some rust involved for sure.
And here's what happened to Derby. He just, like I said, he got it. He was passing on the outside on the 43, tried to bring it down, and just got it way loose there. That right side damage, not going to do him any favors around here, around a tire management track.
Yarborough looking to move up,
and
Johnny DeSette on the outside lane, but it looks like that outside lane, it's got some oomph to it, and he retains that spot.
Slim Jim Gately. And again,
he Doris Gately, the lead.
Doris Gately, Mama Gately checking in there, rooting for her boy, and there he is up front.
He loves his mama.
Don't we all love our mamas? Come on.
Heck yeah. Always got time for my mommy. I don't know if she likes me calling her mommy, but when she calls me and my phone rings and I look down at it, it says mommy.
I think she'll deal with it.
What are we looking here for pit window?
This place is going to be about tires more than the fuel. So I think you're probably looking... I wouldn't want to go more than 50 or 60 laps here. Yeah, at a 158 lap race, I'd say go about 52 laps.
They're taking it easy and not fighting and just kind of rolling with it. Ryan Johnson up to third there. This is Rye's kind of animal right here.
Yeah, you don't have to worry so much about fuel management here, but tire management is much the same approach. As you see, the hottest battle on the track right now is still the 27 and the 35. Dan Irvine in that Miller machine trying to get around Matt Watkins' Mario-powered Toyota. And Mark DeCenza has resumed the lead while I was not looking. He still like to do that to me.
25.077, best lap 24.9. Pretty close. He's pushing pretty hard.
And you see Matt Watkins there just lets the 27 of Dan Irvine go. Matt doesn't want to be made to work any harder than he wants to work the car at this stage of the race. I mean, not only are you trying to manage the tires for a long run, but you don't want to knock the right side of the car in like we already saw Derby do, because that's just not going to help you save the tires. It's going to make the car tighter, and it's going to make you turn the wheel more, and it's going to use more tire. And keeping the right side on the car is just as important as keeping those tires on.
Yeah, Matt's best 25.2, so he hasn't pushed it at all from the start or any lap times, running about 25.3s now.
You see Derby Don is on pit road now.
Dan Irvine is feeling this urgency a little bit, and he pushed a little hard there, his best lap, 25.1.
See, Ryan Johnson lets the 54 of Bill Yarborough go by.
They're all playing this cat and mouse going,
okay,
well, he's letting me by. What's he thinking? They're all trying to feel each other out. You know, how bad are they going to back off? Don't want to back off too much. Mark DeCenza never worries about that. He'll get in front, and he doesn't worry about that. And if he goes backwards, then he'll put that in his little brain notebook there. Okay, next time I got to take it a little bit easier in the middle laps there.
Yeah, one of the Winston Cup wins I managed to pull off here on a Friday night was against Mark DeCenza here at Rockingham. He catches the apron there and has to feather it to stay up out of the wall. That's going to get Slim Jim underneath him. But we had a very long set of green flag runs, 2 pit stops, and he used up too much on the first one, and he couldn't get that back on the second one. So that was definitely one of the highlights of that season for me.
3 cars here very closely running that same plan as Johnny Doucette, Rick Piscona, and Dan Irvine. Still in the draft of the lead pack.
You see, Matt
no
Watkins
matter how much
just...
you save tires, you still don't want to lose that draft because it's counterproductive.
At this track, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. The draft does help your top lap times, but once those tires are junked, you can just start pulling them right back in. If this was Darlington, even Darlington, you still want the draft all throughout the tire run. But this place, the tire wear is significant enough that you can make some ground back up.
You know, we're seeing lap degradation, that for sure.
And you see, Matt Watkins has dropped to 8th place. He is definitely deliberately pedaling that 35 machine.
Everybody in like 25.5s now. Almost coming up on being a second slower a lap at 20 laps than their best lap. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Spit it out, boy.
We're right on board here with Matt Watkins in the 35 car, and take a listen to his throttle as he goes around this track, and you can hear just how long he's off it, how gently he rolls back into it. You're a long time off the throttle through 1 and 2. Car's almost flattened back out on the banking before he's fully back in it. That is a man taking care of those rear tires for you.
I'm not hearing him using any brakes, lifting and letting the car roll and planting that right front.
That's the way to save him around here. You don't want to go in heavy on the brakes. Maybe just a touch to settle the car. But that's it. And you can see he's starting to reel those cars ahead of him back in as they fight each other. And Johnny Doucette.
He's mowed down the 58, and now he's heading for Rick Bisconder. Just like you said, he used that first 20 laps, and now he's going to try to pounce. And he is closing. You can see it out of the front of the car.
Yeah, we're about 45%, maybe halfway into a run.
Here I come.
And 35 is moving forward.
Caution is out. We got
Cautioned out.
trouble on the track.
43 car of
Tire
Bob Dixon around on the back.
There's tire marks right into the wall there. That's a hard lick, I think. Here, let's see.
Yeah, that significantly altered the body of the 43 car.
Slim Jim slowing down there, waiting for the base car.
Well, like I was saying, as the tires wear, they get loose off too, and that's exactly what happened. You see,
We got
43
Dan Jones
gets back in the
here.
gas and backs it into the wall. That's done some heavy rear end damage. In fact, he takes another hit as he rolls up the track to get out of the way. That is not going to help that car feel any better as the night wears on.
Oh, just got two in. Like Luigi Chinetti used to tell my dad when he drove for Ferrari, he'd take the corner, two in. And instead of driving out there, he was on the inside there, and it just really pitched down on him, and he got loose. And that's a hard lick.
And we got Dan Jones checking in the booth here. How's that 007 machine? Has Q got you hooked up tonight, Dan?
Yes, actually, it's a much better setup than before, and your thoughts before the race helped out for sure.
Excellent.
Me and the
Tire
nine are chasing down the
management.
top. Yep.
Well, you know, hopefully you're hoping for these same green flag runs and to improve on the tire wear the second run, but yet still keep up with the pack.
Yes.
I'd say keep doing what you're doing. If you got Matt Watkins in sight, if you catch him, slow down.
Yes.
And remember, Mr. Bond, bring the equipment back in one piece.
Oh, we got Bill Farmer checking in the chat with wondering where the farmers were tonight. Bill's feeling a little under the weather. Hopefully you're feeling better soon, Bill, and you'll be with us for the doubleheader in 2 weeks.
Yeah, sorry, Bill. Thanks for showing up. Where's Will at tonight?
Hopefully he's got a date, right?
I don't know. His head must be swelled up from the win he got this week.
That's true. Will Farmer
boy.
with the Homestead Pro Cup win.
Wow. Pro Cup wins are hard to get. I think I got 40 of them and earned
I got
every one of
one.
them.
I haven't run a lot of Pro Cup, but I do have that one California win that the DRTV guys were broadcasting for us, which was definitely a highlight. But yeah, that's a huge win, so congratulations to young Will Farmer. And Dan, you just keep, again, like you said, keep that car in one piece. Listen to the tires. They're going to talk to you, hear what they're saying, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again
Tire
soon.
Whisperer.
10-4. We'll talk to you soon here.
All right, thanks, Dan.
Yeah, thanks, Danny.
Tire Whisperer.
That's what I tell my teammates, turn your tire sounds up, listen to the tires.
Absolutely.
They will talk to you, especially at a track like this. I think I've heard you describe it as you want it to sound like a skateboard. It sounds like a freight train, you're going too fast.
Absolutely. You don't want to hear.
Pace
You don't want
cars
to
in.
hear. You want to hear.
Yeah, that's actually pretty much how it sounds. And 3-car Mark DeSenza takes us back to green. We got the Battle of Canada back here with 007 and his Dan Jones and his countryman Johnny Doucette.
And then you got Derby Dawn, of course, from Canada.
True, we got 3 Canadians in the field tonight, although Derby's found himself 2 laps down early on here. Francis Dittman also 2 laps down. Francis had just hit pit road when that caution came out, so that was just very bad timing. And you see Derby has gotten one of those laps back, so he was your lucky dog recipient. So Derby's just
they call him Derby Dawn because he did Derby racing. Not sure what he's doing now, if he's still doing it, but crashing into each other, figure 8 racing, serious stuff.
I think he's retired from actually Derby racing, but he still loves his Monte Carlo that he's always doing work on.
Let's see what the beer can do. He's behind W7. Remember, bring the equipment back in one piece. Course.
Yeah, Ken Hansen on the move. He got around Johnny Doucette pretty quickly on that start.
I just love the way the 58 races, though. He races so clean. He never pushes an issue. If he gets beat, he gets beat. He gets back in line. And he's got great skills and great awareness. You know, he's going to get a win here one of these days. But the competition is huge. But you don't see impatience for him trying to get that win. You just see good, steady driving, you know.
Absolutely, and great attitude too. Always in good spirits and good humor.
Well, that's what it's all about, you know.
We're get a closer look there at that Derby Dawn demolition derby machine. You see, it is quite the patchwork.
The Pepsi machine of Francis Dittman letting the top 10 go by. Very difficult.
Yeah, Francis, we touched on a little bit earlier, but he's been away for, feels like a couple months now. He's just, real life got in the way, and so we're glad to see him back.
That's how it go.
Gets to shake some rust off.
You know, he wants to get that lucky dog, so...
Well, he's not in position for it because Derby Dawn is an 18th, 1 lap down. He would be your lucky dog to catch another caution here. So he's just kind of trying to hang on and salvage what he can. And there is your Pepsi challenger.
Steve Weber, the big cactus, and Rick Castle trying to get by Francis now. Derby trying to put Francis another lap down for definitely solidify that lucky dog stuff.
Ooh, looks like Francis
flirting with the top 10
there.
Pops Markerson, the venerable one. He is the age limit right now at FSB.
Yeah,
I'm not exactly sure what that is, but
he's over 70. Pops and Webb are also Matt Watkins' teammates, and you know he's in their ear telling them how to manage those tires.
And that's been forever, and they just, those guys, Monsoon guys, have such fun together, and it's so good to see them back together. You see them all running together there with the big cactus Steve Weber behind them too. Just always great guys from way back when, you know, stalwart, solidified, respected members for years and years and years, and they just coming back and having fun.
And see, the 007 has gotten to the rear bumper of the 35 of Matt Watkins.
And they champions too. Pops,
indeed.
Road racing champion and a Winston Cup champion.
Oh,
no! Jones
Dan
gets loose in front of the 9 and gets whacked, and that wipes out several other cars.
I think Ken Hansen should be okay.
That's
He
the
just went for
same
a little
thing we
spin.
saw before, getting too tight on the center and exit. That's more like 3/4 of the corner. Really jumping up and biting these guys. They really love the setup, but it seems like that line right there is dangerous.
Got one loose there for those guys.
Yeah, see that? You got just when you got under and tried to settle the car down, it went around on you. Looks like everyone should be pretty much okay, though.
Definitely. Let's take a look at it again here. Yeah, that was close quarters too. Matt Watkins might have took the air off him a little bit there as they went up to meet. Kind of probably turned the wheel just a hair, make sure he didn't hit Matt, and it was just a bad angle, I think, for the 007
Yeah.
there.
Matt just PM'd me.
Yeah, looks like the 99, the 9, they should be okay. They didn't really
Matt
hit hard. Went for a
pretty
lazy
much
spin.
looks like he was, fitted to that line and tried to give some room, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
tight
just,
quarters there
it's
racing.
just the nature of the beast here at Rockingham.
We'll see how much damage Dan Jones has here as Q Branch gets all over that car.
There goes the machine guns.
There's the machine
The Sawzall.
guns. There's the fire coming out of the back and oil. But the bad guys aren't chasing him right now here, so tough luck. But not too much damage there and got going. Still might be able to get a top 10 here.
Yeah, all the pieces are still on the car. The bumper's still there. Spoiler's straight. So, and Pops looks like
Pops
he got...
Ferguson spins it, coming out of pit road and was never a dull moment here.
Told you this pit road was challenging.
I don't think he put enough Scotch blue tape on that steering wheel before he started.
You need to
His
put it on
sponsor forever. I mean, he's locked in. I mean, he's got more years than Jimmy Johnson does with Lowe's. With Scotch blue.
That's the big news this
son,
week.
Toby and their family too. They're probably watching, or they'll watch it on replay. They definitely, and I'm sure they're all going to have. He just loves his granddaughters, and I'm sure they're going to be having some turkey dinner next week.
Perhaps, as will we all, hopefully, as we take the week off.
My
for
wife likes
Thanksgiving.
ham, man.
Well, that's what we do. We do the turkey over at my wife's aunt's
good.
place on Thanksgiving, and then we're actually gonna get together Saturday over at my dad's house and do the ham there. So we get both worlds.
Yeah, it's nice that you guys recycle all our stuff.
Ha ha! Yeah, you guys had to go make your Thanksgiving before ours.
Well, at least
just
we're
to try and
both
one up
thankful.
us. Actually, didn't you jump the gun on our 4th of July too, and like Canada Day's July 1st or something like that?
Reese, sorry to interrupt, out of 5th place, hitting now. And Ken Hansen misses his stall. I think he slipped on a few beer cans right there. Skull to, Gold still sponsoring TG Reese there. Ding. I'm not sure if he needed another pinch between his cheek and gum there, but out of 5th place, he comes out.
Well, lights are off on the FSB pace car, and we're looking for Mark DeCenza to once again lead us back to green.
If they had a penalty there, or don't see nothing.
You know what happens sometimes?
Yeah, the heels for.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we do have penalties, but neither one of them. Pops Markson. Oh no! Now we're getting over the scanner the 99 end of longest line, 49 Derby Dawn, and the 9 of Ken Hansen.
Yeah, 49 should have
Busted.
intentionally gotten himself an end of longest line for the lucky dog. So Derby will find himself back on the lead lap shortly, as Ryan Johnson, our series admin, should be granting him the lucky dog right about now.
Every time you restart like this, things get a little more hectic, and it's so easy at the beginning. Everybody's just really chilling, and now it just gets, every time you got to regroup. Oh, the 9 gets way high, but he doesn't
23 out of
scrape the
shape.
wall.
23 got out of shape, let the 109 by him. 54 looking underneath. Double zero down the backstretch.
Boy. Derby Don taking a look in that rust bucket. I can't believe that car is still alive. Look at the rust all over the front there. Just like his Derby cars back in the day.
I guess he's lucky Will isn't out there with the Rusties car.
Yeah, that could be a conflict
he'd
of
disintegrate
chemicals right there.
Meanwhile, Rick Bisconner just drives right on by the 3 car to take the lead. I think Mark
Here comes
DeSenza.
John the Dog Palmer trying to do some work on the 007 here with the damage, the 108 AMC Spirit, making the move down low.
I think
He's
Mark
thinking
DeSenza,
about going back to Porsche again here, but so far he's sticking with the AMC car.
I think DeSenza just let Bisconner go because he could see that Rick wanted to run faster than he wants to right now.
These guys are getting really jiggy here. I think Derby Don's starting to feel it. After that spin, the rust is still on his car, but it might have just... This guy's a great driver, and lest us forget, he can roll, and he ain't done yet.
Yeah, Derby's definitely one of the elite drivers here, and he runs the admins, the Pro Cup Series Monday nights for us. Very strong in that series. Just doesn't get a lot of chances to run with us on Friday night.
STP, the Racer's Edge.
Yeah, I didn't take an EOLL, so that's what I'm doing.
Ah, you forgot to do the incident accountability. Whoops.
NASCAR, don't fool around. You will be punished.
Yes.
We will quit scoring y'all.
Give you the, what was it, the
This is
Chinese
on
inspection
the chase,
from
the
Days of
Wrangler
Thunder?
Chevrolet. All over the rear end of the 109.
He's going to be patient, though. He's going to wait for Rick to kill those tires. He's not going to use up any more of his stuff than he needs to. But meanwhile, Billy Yarbrough is nipping at the heels of 23.
Yeah, he do what he do, which is stay right there, execute great pit stops, drive within himself, and there he is. These guys are having fun here, I'm telling you what. They're dicing and slicing, and now we got pass for the lead here.
You saw how
Or
sideways
not.
both of them came off the corner.
Goes in hard on the outside. Can't get the grip. It's tight a little bit there, but does a good apex to get back in front of Slim Jim Gately. If he continues to run that outside in line, he's going to go backwards, and maybe he wants to. He's like, okay, you know, I don't know. That second pack with Matt Watkins.
And Matt Watkins isn't going to change his approach for anybody at this point in the
And
race.
Steve Weber, 2 teammates, and then Rick Castle. They've kind of left the rest of the field a little bit.
As we're
Brad Otto taking a look at Johnny Doucette here.
Yeah, we're past the 1/3 mark here. I'm pretty
Got his
sure you
first
can
win
do
this
some.
year, and the U.S. Marines 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. But boy, he's getting loose, man. That thing's sideways. You know, this is your rifle. There are many like it, but this one is yours.
Anyway, we're past the 1/3 mark here, and I'm pretty sure we can make it on one stop from here. Yeah, if you take care of the tires well enough. So that could be the strategy that cars like Matt Watkins are looking to follow.
He's not worried about falling back a little bit.
Nope. I would definitely not be worried about that at this stage of the race.
Because that's not by accident.
You know, these leaders just keep battling amongst themselves, and that's exactly what he wants to see.
Well, we seen severe degradation after 20, 25 laps already. So, but still, so long way to go here.
And Rick Castle continuing his strong runs, hanging out inside the top 10 all night long. Right there with both Steve Weber and Matt Watkins. Probably just taking that approach, hang back there and follow their line, get the feel for the track.
We've got 32 laps to go, 30 laps to go on this tank. So that'll give us 2 stops.
Maybe 2 stops from there? Okay. I wasn't sure on the fuel if it could go past 50
Here
laps.
comes the yellow,
Can
maybe.
you make it on tires, Dan?
No yellow on the track just yet.
Self-spin.
Yeah, sometimes the cars spin to the inside, there's no yellow. You see the smoke on the front stretch, and it appears to have been Ken Hansen in the number 9 Coors beer can.
Yeah, the beer can got bent there a little bit.
It looks okay, but yeah, it definitely went for a slide. I'm trying to take a look for any damage, and it looks good.
Depends on how the damage affects you. It was a
And
straight-on
99 just
hit.
got into me.
Copy.
83, little beat falling back from Matt here. And Rick Castle, he's falling into the grasp of Rick Castle. Johnny Dissett desperately trying to hang on to that draft. That's the thing with, chilling and running. Not taking any chances. Sometimes you lose track position and then it gets harder.
Ken Hansen has just got his hands full with that car right
that
now.
thing was right up against the wall. He's wall rim riding there.
And that should drop him back to first car lap down. Did the ticker freeze again? I think our scoring froze again. Oh, there he is. No, he's 3 laps down. Okay, that's why I couldn't find him. Yeah, he has lost a lot of laps out there. Yeah, Matt Watkins.
Brett
all
Otto
alone.
just wheeling that thing, but that car is. Oh, TG getting a little bit loose and ding, and that Skull Bandit. These guys are starting to feel it already.
See Rick Castle looking around on the bumper of the 83 car, looking for a way around there. This is my favorite spot to pass. Get the run off of turn 3 and 4. Get under him into 1. Looks like Steve Weber's just going to let him go by. Steve knows what's up. So he's going to surrender that spot to the 124 of Rick Castle, but they still got to hold it off too. You could see how loose both those guys were. But they hold it.
I may not be a smart man, but I think something's going to happen pretty soon. Guys are definitely struggling. See, Dog trying to get to Pops the 99, but he's trying to be smooth too, and both of them look like they're pretty hooked up, but their lap times are in the 26s, and that's falling back from the leaders. They're in the 25.7s. They're in the 26.0 range. And that's tire dag for you. Castle up in 8th, up to the 26s. So these guys are all definitely feeling it. Yeah, Matt Watkins, 25.7, starting to go. That's what happens when you level out those tires and you don't hit it too hard. You're not going to get into 24s, but you want to stay in the 25s as the other guys go to the 26s. I hear commotion here. I think the model there, my daughter has showed up. We're going to go see Ford
Ooh,
versus
Slim Jim
Ferrari
on the apron.
tomorrow.
Hangs on to it. Whew.
That's JessicaMinter.com, Jessica Minter Instagram, Jessica Minter Facebook. If you want to see what I built from scratch there, he's a looker. Yeah.
Didn't you
It's
say
paid
something?
well to do it. That's a little, advertising.
Oh no, Dan
Oh,
Irvine and
Dan
Billy
Irvine
Arborough around
and
on the backstretch.
Billy Arborough get into it, and they are around. Not a hard hit.
Caution is out. Caution on the
For the
speedway.
54 there, I don't know, I'll have to see it again. Wow. Well, you're seeing that when these guys start getting into the 26s like the leaders, look at Matt Watkins, how he got up there. He went from 8th place to 3rd place with that tire saving. And that's exactly what you've been saying as we go back and take a look at what happened there.
Yeah, fine. I got it dialed up here. And you see Dan Irvine on the outside. Looks like he just got up into the marbles and it gets kind of loose up there. He was chasing it, but Billy Arborough was right there, just nowhere to go. And two of them go around. Bill's car should be okay.
Wasn't a hard leg.
Yeah, I see a pretty significant left front fender gap on the 27 there, as you see him.
There she is! I love you. Say hi to the fans here.
Hello.
That's my daughter right there. That's JessicaMinter.com.
Plug.
No, I'll come out in a minute, sweetheart, but if you want to watch a little bit, we're broadcasting live here. Yeah, it's in the fridge. Could you bring me a beer? Oh, that's my
there you
kid.
go.
Oh, I love her. She's so smart.
After all these years, still brings you a beer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're so jazzed to go see Ford and Ferrari tomorrow versus Ferrari tomorrow, and Jim Ray's coming, and we're gonna have our little entourage, and it brings back memories. I mean, my dad was right there, running against all those guys when you see the lineup for the 24 Hours of Le Mans that year that the movie is based on, 1966. Talking Bruce McLaren, my dad raced against him. Denny Hume, I got a poster right here. It shows him and my dad tied for second place in the 1972 Can-Am Series. I mean, legendary stuff. And, I was a kid, I definitely wasn't at Le Mans then. My dad didn't go to Le Mans till 73, so, for Ferrari, so.
Hey, pictures, you should post that on FSB.
I know,
Absolutely.
I got so much pictures and stuff, and there's also stuff on the internet, you can check out if you go Google Milt Minter, definitely see all the cars he drove, So how was your trip, sweetheart, from where were you, Los Angeles or Long Beach? You went all the way from Long Beach?
So Dan, what's the window from here? Is it still one stop?
I have 46 laps, so yeah, one stop.
All right.
So I want to split that in half. I don't know, or run it out.
It's tough. It's a tough call.
People get loose tires. It might be better to run it out.
Splitting it in half is going to be faster. So if you don't get the caution, the car that splits it's going to win. If you do get a caution, you're going to get caught 2 laps down. That's one of those, how are you going to roll? Go for broke or play it safe?
Well, we go 46 laps, so if we go 44, probably by the time it goes green here, we're still actually Yeah, we can go in. It'll be 40 laps left. And we'll need tires for sure, so.
Alright, lights are off on the FSP. Firebird pace car ducks in. Once again, Mark DeCenza leading us back to green. And you see your leaders working around Ken Hansen. At this point, Ken Hansen is 3 laps down. Francis Dittman is currently your highest running lapped car at 2 laps down in 18th. So that will be your lucky dog if you catch another caution, as Slim Jim powers to lead around his teammate Mark DeCenza, and the 109 and Rick Piscana are looking to find a way to follow him through there. He'll take over second spot. Meanwhile, Matt Watkins still not one to press the issue. Hangs in there. In fact, looks like he's gonna let 2 cars go by on the outside going into 3. Matt has got a game plan and he will not deviate from it. So he lets more cars go by on the outside. Dan Irvine looking to move forward after being involved in that previous caution flag. Ken Hansen has meanwhile gotten around the leaders. Puts himself back to 2 laps down, but still not in the free pass spot. That still goes to Francis Dittman in the 00.
What kind of fuel numbers are we looking at?
Dan
here?
was saying while you were getting settled in with Jessica there, you saying he gets about 46 laps on fuel.
Down to 39 now.
But there's no way you can make it on tires like that, right?
You
Nope.
can go that far on tires. I've done it.
Yeah.
So what kind of lap times are you going to be running at the end of that?
Ugly.
35.
Yeah, because if you're running 27s or so, you're going to lose 2 seconds a lap. That somebody could do an undercut here, and
Or
if
you
we
take a
stay
chance
green,
and you might
know?
go 2 laps down. Go in, right?
That's what
Yeah,
we're
absolutely,
throwing
yeah.
back and forth there. You're going to lose about 2 laps on pit road here. And that's what you're seeing. Francis Dittman has been trapped 2 laps down pretty much the whole race from getting caught out the second a caution came out.
Yeah, so the kid was trying on the Goodyear jacket we got. I guarantee you watch that in the movie. One of them's going to be wearing one of those Goodyear jackets. So, actually, the one I have is All American Racing, which is a pretty cool Trans Am team back in the 70s. You can Google it.
I believe I've heard of them, yes. That's pretty cool. Now that Milty's back, I'm going to step aside for just a minute and be right back.
All right. So, I'm not shocked, but I am a little shocked. Rick Piscana was kind of sitting back there at the start, qualified in the top 5 or 6, and now he's yarding the field here. He's running last lap 25, almost flat, 0.46. That's not really pushing it hard. We've seen, best laps at 24.9, but it's pretty close. So how's that going to react? We see what Matt Watkins did and how he was coming. He went from like 8th place to 3rd. And now he's kind of falling back again. Because he knows that's the strategy he needs to do. And he can yard these guys later in the field. In the run. Ken Hansen struggling. This is just not been his year. Last year he was in contention for the championship. And he's run well and had speed. He's just not gotten the chili dog, I think.
And this track is not his particular favorite, I'm pretty sure.
And, some self mistakes also. So, and that's how it goes. When you look at this level and the competition, you have to be perfect to think about a championship in this league. These guys are all pros, and they've been doing this for a long time, and they just love the excitement. Everybody wants to win, but these guys, they don't need to win. It's not like some of these other stock car services do, or it's just like you get wrecked on the pace lap.
Yeah. Well, right on board on Matt Watkins on the right side here.
They behave, They know what they're doing. Dan Jones up to 9th again here. With a little bit of damage, but car's still pretty good, looks like. And we'll see how that goes in the longer run as tire day. That's usually when you find out. A lot of times in the draft and running good, you can you're good, but as tire day comes, that's when you see if the damage affects you or not.
Yeah, damage can definitely have quite an impact on tire wear here. Anything that tightens the car up is just going to take that extra bit of life off the tires. As you see, Matt Watkins has started to move forward after dropping back. He has reeled in the 3 car, who has in turn been passed by the 27. So Mark DeSenza, your leader pretty much all night, has started to fall back through the field. Rick Bisconner, meanwhile, has been working furiously on the 23.
What is Matt Watkins doing? I'm sorry, didn't mean. Because everybody wants to know what that guy's doing. Because they saw that he went from 3rd to 8th in a heartbeat right before the caution. And I feel like that would have been, 8th to 1st. So they're like, okay, we know who this guy is. He's the GOAT.
He's the GOAT, he's a human calculator, and we are 3 wide down the backstretch with the 109, the 23, and the 9 car going into turn 3. Wow, they are not backing down.
But
they hold it.
Also have to say Rick Johnson is the co-GOAT.
Yeah, Rick Johnson's the co-GOAT, and basically the way they're treating Matt Watkins out there tonight is how I regard Rick Johnson when he gets to someplace like Dover. If you pass him at Dover early on, you've made a mistake, because he has got a plan.
Yeah, absolutely, Karen.
Yeah, Karen Hansen checking in.
He is. I mean, he's been on it from the driver's seat this year, but it's just some bad luck. But you never give up. You know.
Woo!
Whoa,
Cars are
man,
loose
Watkins
all
getting
over the
loose there.
backstretch. Not just Matt Watkins, but the 007 behind him, the 54 in front of him.
Well, they're pushing the envelope now as far as pushing lap times. He's still in the 25s.
Well, this is right where those rear tires start getting real greasy. You see Slim comes off.
Whoa,
Oh no,
there
Ken
goes the
Hansen
nine
hard to the
sideways
inside.
again and hard into the inside wall.
That might bring
Talk
out the
to me,
caution.
Caution's out.
Caution is out on the speedway. Yeah, there you see the yellow flag in the air. A hard impact for the number 9 car.
I think this was exit, turn left. Heavens to Murgatroyd. I don't know if you remember that cartoon. Heavens to
It's the
Murgatroyd.
Murgatroyd. Oh, the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Heck yeah, man. Not that much younger than you, come on. I mean, I am, but not so much that I don't remember Hanna-Barbera.
Now coming up on, everybody's going to box here. They're going to pit. Now it's coming on to the can you make it to the end scenario, but most likely split it in half. Going to be about 58 laps.
Let's see, there is your source of the caution.
So
Number
that's
9
39.
coming off turn 2 with those greasy rear tires. It just went around. Hard impact to the inside wall, and I believe Ken Hansen
and
has
damage,
retired
too.
it on the spot. So that'll end the night for the 9 car.
Oh my gosh. I'm just watching it on a delay now on the other screen.
Yeah, sorry,
As I'm
Karen.
watching the Mark DeCenza 23 of Slim Jim Gately, Johnny Doucette, my pick. But it will be Slim Jim Gately in the lead there with a great stop.
Yeah,
That
excellent
team
stop
nailed
for the
it.
23
Stuff
team.
yourself into a Slim Jim.
I could go for one of those right now.
Oh man, I tell you what, we had our Visaya tile training, and I got a Christmas bonus, man, just great. I got a great job, by the way. Visaya tile rocks, but man, they were also barbecuing at the same time. They had these Polskas with cheese in them, and they were just walking around while we're doing training. I ate so many of them damn things.
Kabasa?
Yeah, with cheese. And each
yeah.
one had different flavors. They had like teriyaki. I mean, they don't mess around, man. I was like, oh my gosh.
You're making me hungry, man.
When it was time to eat, like at noon, when training came to a halt for break, I was already full. You know?
Yep. Just roll you into the conference room, right? Well, we are now, well, still not in the one-stop territory, as our in-race reporter Dan Jones is reporting about 46 laps on fuel.
10-4, that's it.
Yeah, we're gonna take this restart with about 56 to go.
Yeah, 1 can, 2 tires or 4.
You never, ever, ever take 2 tires at Rockingham.
Yeah, sorry, Karen, man. You know, just it's time for beer for Ken now, and that will be Coors. Sure. Just great dude, great driver. He'll probably hang out and watch the after race party or something. Maybe, you know, who knows? But
yeah, we don't have Will to run the special after party watch party thing he does, but
And Bill just posted he doesn't have 3rd gear.
Who doesn't?
The 54.
54 Billy Yarborough.
that
Okay.
will not help.
No, that's gonna make for a slow restart. So Should be legal to pass him on the outside on the initial start here. Hopefully he'll move it down knowing that he's going to be slow, and it looks like he is looking to the bottom lane. Oh, that's the 83.
Well, we've got several more races here, including a doubleheader in a couple weeks here. Or
That's right. We have a makeup doubleheader. And next week we're supposed to be off for Thanksgiving, and then the week after that was supposed to be the season finale. So then December 6th. So 2 weeks after Thanksgiving,
the rain out.
We're gonna rerun the two rain out, the rain out and the server command. Oopsie, basically the season opener at Michigan where the server crashed on us twice, and then the Talladega race where someone clicked a button they shouldn't have. We'll just leave it at that. Not gonna throw anybody under the bus, and we are back under caution. Which, by the way, is
just threw the boss under the bus.
I did no such thing. I named no names.
Cash that check.
Let the record reflect. Milt Minter Jr. sold Sam Young out. Anyway, caution back on the speedway. If that did not involve Francis Dittman, then we should see him back on the lead lap. So I'm gonna try and track down what happened here.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Gonna say hi to the family that showed up and. Back here for the end, real quick.
Oh, looks like Brad Otto. Getting it queued up here on monitor 2. Or computer 2, really. You see Brad Otto's there in between the 99 and the 59. It's in a little high into turn 3, and then just a little touch of the apron, and it's enough to send the car sailing. Tried to catch it hard to the inside wall. That's going to do some serious front end and possible motor damage. Does a great job keeping it from rolling up into the racing surface. And, man, we got the caution. That's what Francis wanted to see, though. Not what Brad wanted, but definitely what Francis needed, as the Bandit is back on the lead lap here at Rockingham. Or at least should be once we get the green flag. And this will get us mighty close to that fuel window. Definitely going to see cars coming in. They're all going to get 4 tires. Yeah, there is a story. It may be legend. It may be partially true, as most legends have a kernel of truth to them. And that the surface is so abrasive here at Rockingham and Darlington, all the Carolina tracks, that crew chiefs would fine crew members that would roll the tires from the Goodyear tent instead of putting them on a cart, because just that rolling on the paddock would wear them out. So I always take the approach, if I've taken more than 2 green flag laps around this joint, I want tires.
Yeah, I was surprised at how many people did that.
Yeah, and
to
plus
4 tires.
We're gonna restart this on lap 108, so it's gonna be 50 to go approximately.
So pit, I got spun out by Matt in the pits. I don't know
easy.
I crowded him or what. Can you guys have an opinion?
I'll take a look.
Nothing happened, but I got turned around and I still got my position.
It happens on the crowded pit roads, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Especially if he's pitted on the curve, he can't even see you coming.
Okay, thanks for looking.
Yep.
That was tight.
Yeah, you had more room to get to the outside wall, I think. That's
okay.
So he couldn't see you coming.
I often do that.
10-4.
I don't like that wall.
Understandable. Yeah, fortunately it spun you right across the line, so that's why you still got to line up, where you're supposed to be.
Okay, man. They should make a movie about my family. I love them. But they're funny. I almost couldn't get back in here. I started getting a discussion of what they were talking about. But
Well, you got in just in time for the pace car to duck down pit road. We're taking
what
a
pace
restart
car
here.
do we have? What happened to Scooby-Doo, man?
That was supposed to be just for Halloween. I forgot to change it for the second week after that.
We need Scooby every race, dude, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That set also has an A-Team van. And by the way, we are back to green with Slim Jim Gately in the lead. And the 109 looked like he was pedaling it to hold it off turn 2 there.
That SDP Buick, Buick?
Maserati.
Maserati. My Maserati does 185. I lost my license, so now I don't drive.
Life's been good to Milt so far.
Life's been good to me so far. You betcha, man. Well,
Johnny
in life,
Doucette.
you never give up, and you fight all the time.
Yeah, speaking about never giving up, Johnny Doucette had fallen back through the field, but now he is back up in the top 3. Probably aided by that excellent pit stall he has tonight. And he is nipping on the heels of the 109, and looks like Rick Biscunner is going to let him go on by, and that's going to open the door for the 59 as well.
Rick was so strong there in that those 2 runs there. Is he trying to do just a little bit of snooker and get back in and let these guys battle it out? My boy there, Johnny Doucette, perseverance and patience, and now he's starting to, he can smell a win here. Still a long way to go here, so you can't get out of character with what's been working for you all night. They're in the 24s, him and Slim, so they aren't laying about here. They're getting it going. These are the fastest laps of the race.
These guys might be planning on a split strategy. They're either counting on cautions to happen before then, or they're going to use what they got.
Here comes Johnny
halfway.
down on the inside.
58 to the lead.
The Canadian takes the lead.
I think he could save 6 laps on here.
6 laps, and you might be able to save the fuel, but you'll be going really slow because of them tires.
Well, when you look at tendencies, which we always do, we got Lauren S. in the house. Hi.
Yeah, cheering for Dan Jones.
Cheering for Dan Jones, who is also here live with us, and he's in the 6th position.
Dan Jones around 6 right now, while in the booth with us. I've done that before. It's not as easy as it sounds.
A little bit of damage for Dan Lauren, so his car still seems strong.
I got hammered even harder by the 99 when we got together.
Easy.
But he's still fighting for a top 10 run here. Johnny Doucette in the lead. He's got the Wolves behind him.
Yeah, honestly, Dan, with that damage, I would lean even more heavily towards a split strategy call, because that's going to gain you some speed.
Okay.
Here comes Slim Jim Gately.
Yeah, Slim Jim powering back under the 58.
Matt Watkins really lost a lot of spots there in that pit stop. Very uncharacteristic. Back to 8th.
Meanwhile, looking back in the picture here.
Kirby fighting back.
Cracking the top 10.
He's in the top 10 now in that rust bucket.
Started the race almost immediately 2 laps down.
The Canadians are really kicking some serious tail here tonight.
Seriously, it's a Canuck invasion of North Carolina tonight. Gotta love it.
But this thing ain't over. This is about to get to be a fist fight right here.
Yeah, they are really having at it here for the second spot as Rick Bisconner takes the 59
Here
with him.
comes Bill Yarbrough with a little bit of damage still. Still got some moxie. These guys are jigging and jagging, digging and zagging. They start, forget about they're fighting here. Matt Watkins, he's got to be thinking, I want to save tires, but these guys are dogging me. But he's trying to stay level in the high 25s. If this thing stays green, like we've seen before, he's going to stay in those high 25s when the other guys go in the 20. The guys that are running 24s now are going to be going to 26s.
Yeah, it only takes about 20 laps for these tires to be just junked. And the 31 is around right. Oh, barely catches the 109.
Slow down. Careful. Oh, there's a little bit of contact with Matt, and that was really Bisconner up against the wall.
The car's racing back to the caution.
Oh, there's just too many cars in one spot there. They actually handled that well. That could have been catastrophe. Some more door banging for the 007.
Like this, take this chance
is going to have to
to
bring a watch in here or something.
big shout out to my sponsor, Pampers.
Yes, and Depends. Definitely. That's a co-deal.
You gotta go get a change of those, huh? After that one.
Well, this is why we show up, and these guys never, ever disappoint us with a lack of excitement, and everybody's going to box here.
Well, we're going to go on the roof of the 007 car, Dan Jones, and see what he saw driving through that. You can see the 31's loose ahead, 109's in the wall already, 35's backing out of it, and split in the middle of the cars. After that, you see Dan Jones picks up some spots while still avoiding the wreck. So, good hands by everybody all around to miss that one and not turn that into something bigger than it already was. But definitely not what Brad Otto was looking for. And we're gonna, as you noted, we're gonna pit. And this is exactly within the window.
From the lead. But he nails his spot. Very good entrance. They're going out, and it's the 27 of Dan Irvine.
That must have been two tires.
From like P5. How about that Miller Light car?
He's listed as 13th coming into the pits.
Miller car, excuse me.
He had to take two tires, Milty. He came in 13th.
Let me take a look here. While you cover that, I'll look back and see what the 27 did, because those guys did not miss a thing there. Those pit stops were clean and perfect. Definitely wasn't a Martin Truex pit stop there.
Oh, don't remind me.
This is your left. Which side is your left? Private pit stop guy. John the Dog Palmer sent me that from Full Metal Jacket. That was so heck of funny, man.
Yeah, we're watching the pit stop now from the 27, and there you have it. Two tires for the 27, confirmed.
Okay, you got it before me. I'm a little slow here, and the Budweiser is fighting this Miller and Coors here, but
I am working on
why not roll the dice? It's Friday night. Friday night is you're on TV. You get to watch it after you're on YouTube. Why not get some sponsorship time here and show yourself out in front here?
Man, if they actually sponsored us,
guys,
I would take it in a heartbeat.
Dan Irvine has done, pretty much I could say the same thing about him as I said about Johnny Doucette earlier, just racing clean, smart, taking what he could get, understanding that he's racing against the best NASCAR 2003 drivers in the world. These
Bradley
guys are
Otto.
pro. They can
Yeah.
take on anybody in the NASCAR 2003 community. If you don't believe me, get your butt over here and sign up wherever else you race and see if you can beat these guys. I dare you.
Brad Otto checking in the on the YouTube chat there says, "Sorry, gang, just lost it in the gray stuff." Yeah, that happens if you get stuck up high there. He's not
That's
the
all
only
right,
car
Marine.
we've seen get
You
loose
had a
up there
great
tonight.
run there, man.
Not the only
Great
one we've
run
seen get
for
loose up
Bradley.
high.
Definitely, thank you for your service as usual. U.S.
Pace car
Marine
in.
and the Fresno native, which we've hooked up a few times over the years. And
By the way, with his
right where I
retirement,
live,
there are no more lapped cars on the track, so we're taking this back single file with 54 laps to go. I'm sorry, 44 laps to go.
Slim Jim
24.
Gately
Jesus, I can't do math. 34.
That Nova is smelling blood here.
I got Miltism myself for that horrible math fail.
Here comes Slim Jim Gately. 2 tires versus 4. And the professor, I don't know, man. But you gotta do that, Dan's.
He was mired in
thinking,
13th. He had to do something.
We're gonna have another caution, and these guys are gonna pit again, and I've gained track position, and he hasn't given it up yet. Dan, they're right on the outside. See how he's keeping that right tire right under the seam in the road there, and then breaching it on the exit. You don't want to get right on that seam right there, and right on. That's where we're seeing guys spin there. So
absolutely.
So far.
And with this many laps left in the race, we're gonna run into tire degradation in that loose off condition.
Step yourself into a Slim Jim.
That was probably the most terrifying one yet, and just for that, I'm gonna ring you up. There we go,
Really?
lucky 13.
Blimey. We got a coagulation of cars behind. Everybody's got to go, the flight's leaving, and we got to get to the airport, and time to go. Thank you. Good luck, and I need to pass you. And at this point, if I'm a driver on the track, I'm trying to move up. I'm not thinking about tire wear now. I've got to try to make a move on somebody. I don't want to put a bumper on them.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think if I've got a chance to take the lead, I'd take that. But if you're mired back past top 5, like Matt Watkins is right now, I think you gotta stick to strategy. If you catch a caution, then everybody's gonna pit anyway, and then you come in and you run your hardest. If you don't catch a caution, you save your stuff and you make your move, with the saved tires.
Actually, you're probably right, because you're not seeing cars. The cars that were damaged, a lot of them have retired now. So the cars that are in this pack are all pretty healthy. Your odds of having the caution goes down, but this power the announcer has of how these things go. Don't jinx it.
Oh yeah, so far
Nose to tail here.
So far, Matt Watkins' car is in one piece, so that bit of the broadcaster jinx is gone. And last week, remember, I picked Dennis Chambers, who unfortunately is not here tonight. I'm not sure what's going on there. I know he said he was going to miss some races this season. I guess this was one of them. But I picked him at Nazareth, and sure enough, he came through.
Well, one of the things I know as a former driver and champion, and racing some of these tracks, is what the league has done as far as continually working on tracks versus setups and tweaking on stuff. And you're just seeing more and more, a lot of the complaint with a lot of tracks is you can't pass. The setup doesn't allow it, or the track doesn't allow it, the groove doesn't allow it. But we're seeing all this season the continuing evolution of the tracks that the league is picking, and also the
But we got a car around in
setups.
turn 1 and 2. Looks to be the 99, I believe, of Pops Markison.
And that's why you're seeing so much parity too. Oh, that sucks for Pops there. And that's the caution is out. So great move for the two tires here.
Yeah, see, that paid off, and it got him into the top 5.
You gotta think, somebody's gonna take a chance now and get 2 now. Probably. But now you've gained track position. Now you get back with the status quo and get 4.
And here's what happened. Just Pops got in there too hot. Was probably using trail braking late in the run here, trying to pick up some spots, and he just got sideways going into 1. Looped it, backed it into the wall. Didn't look like it did too much damage, but caution is out nonetheless, and followed by a connection issue as he drove away.
Execution. We saw this in the championship, in the real NASCAR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Kyle Busch was the only one who didn't have a problem that night.
So what happened to Martin Truex Jr.? A mistake. Tire guy probably got fired there. We former driver Justin, gosh darn, I can't remember his last name. Used to race here. He actually is a tire guy for, or was a tire guy for Richard Childress, and those jobs are hard to get. And you got to make
High
sure
pressure.
that them things got the right air and they're in the right spot. Now sim racing, you don't have that, but you'll have to execute as a driver.
Oh, speaking of execution, cars are driving around the number 3
and
end of longest line.
Oh my gosh.
Devastating penalty at this point in the game.
That is absolutely devastating.
It's so easy to do.
I've mentioned it before. We alluded
We've
to
been
it earlier.
In this race, an hour and a half here or whatever.
It's been the Achilles heel of Mark DeCenza as long as I can remember. Getting himself that he's our Denny Hamlin, talking about mistakes on pit road. Yeah, he pushes the envelope
he's
and
arguably as talented as anybody I've ever seen, but that is definitely his weak spot, which is good for the competition. We all make mistakes, and
like last night at California,
mistakes are opportunities for other people, and now we got the 23, the professor, Slim Jim Gately out front.
Like last night at California with that race Dan won in the trucks. I came in with him on the final pit stop, and all I did wrong was I got into my box a little slow and got out of it a little slow, and that was it. I lost the draft. And that's how important pit road is under both green and caution.
Well, Slim Jim's one of them guys that I would say, he's older like me, but if he had the knowledge he knows about racing, even though it's simulation, and he was a young man, he would be a competitive, real race car driver. He has that kind of knowledge of how to attack a track, and it's still the same thing. It's still that's why you watch real racers drive simulations all the time.
Well, lights are off.
Modern age,
Lights are off on that pace car. You got Slim Jim in the lead. Johnny Doucette, again, a strong run all night long. Back in second. Quietly into third place, 59 car Ryan Johnson. And lurking there, playing the Jaws theme. You got the 35, Matt Watkins. And also, wait, what happened to
27?
Dan Irvine also got an end of longest line. All that position he gained,
after
all given right back up. Oh, no. The pace car is in, and we got 19 laps to go here.
How about
to decide this race?
Dixon in the 43 with that beat up SDP piece is still flirting with the top 10. That car's got to be a handful to drive.
Yeah, he's listed
Marcus
13th right
is
now.
blowing through and getting by, but he needs to make some passes here and then, you know, get a lucky caution. 18 laps to go. Coming up.
We'll put Mark DeCenzo up on the right side,
now,
side by
that's
side here,
18 now.
as we watch him cut through the field.
Got
Much
to
they
go
can.
here.
Yeah, and speaking of go time here, 35 is going to show what he's got finally, as he just decides to pass the 58 car.
Mark DeCenzo's got his teeth grinding, and he has lost distance there. It's going to be near impossible. He needs a caution. He needs about 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, he's going to run out of time if you get that many cautions, though. It takes, 3 or 4 laps.
How about the 007 and P5? The car is still good, and he is dialed in.
Car's good. That damage won't hurt the tire wear over this short run. It's just basically just run what you brung and hope it's enough at this point, as Matt Watkins is
24/7,
looking at the 59.
9-2. Matt Watkins, fastest lap of the race. Fastest lap for him. Obviously, we know what his plan is now. Save, 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 go, go, go. But also, new fastest lap, Ryan Johnson, 24.6.
Ooh, he might have caught a little bit of wall there off too. Not sure if he smacked it or he just got a little bit loose. But he's digging in.
But they're going
He's got the
for
bit in
it
his
now.
mouth.
It's win time.
Johnny Doucette will not be denied.
Solid. His fastest lap, 24.815. But being in the lead, he's pacing a little bit but he's got Ryan Johnson all over the back of him. We know Ryan Johnson is a saver, but a dogger. Is he going to dog the 23? Can he make that pass?
Well, he's got to worry about having something left for the 23. He's got to worry about what the 35 is going to do behind him.
They're losing a little time here.
I think that's okay, though. We're still outside 10 to go. Meanwhile, DeCenzo and Irvine have run into a two-wide roadblock here.
In the lead, knows how to lead and finish the deal. He would have probably 15 championships himself if he raced every race. We all know that.
Absolutely, he's one of the toughest I've ever run
life
against.
In front of winning championships, but when he shows up, then it's about winning the race, and he knows how to lead. Slim Jim Gately in the 23. He's not going to make a mistake.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to on Slim there.
I guarantee he's going to do what he do, and he's a machine.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys out there where you just sit back and wait for them to make a mistake. That's not Slim.
You can't pressure him.
You cannot. Yep, you cannot force an error out of him.
I've run an entire race within 20 feet of him from pit stop to the end in a truck race in Kentucky. And all it took was one mistake. It was the best race I ever ran in my life on an oval. And I've won a lot of oval races, but I lost that race because he was better. He just did not make a mistake. I'll never forget that race.
Oh, you never forget the ones that get away.
Absolutely. It was unbelievable. All I could see was the back of his car, and it was there the entire race. And that's as close as I got. I could not. It was like surreal. And you're seeing that right now. Ryan
Absolutely.
Johnson is doing everything he can. It's getting close to crunch time now. Are they going to put the pressure on? Are they going to push too far?
Well,
Already
meanwhile,
Tire
those
Day
cars are
is
getting
in the
bigger.
issue here. Now they're in the 25s.
Those
Or
cars are getting
25s.
bigger and bigger in the windshield of the 35 car, Matt Watkins. Oh, 59 catches the
Oh, 59
apron.
hits the apron a little bit. That gives Matt Watkins a chance, and he's got Johnny Doucette right behind him. He's all over
He
the
couldn't capitalize
59
on it.
now. Mario Brothers on the inside, and he gets the pass, and he's got the draft of the 58. 58 tries to shove it in there. Great job of the 58 to back off there. That's just another. I'm so impressed with that guy, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
We're coming
fantastic
down to
run
it.
for Johnny Doucette tonight.
6 laps to go, coming up on 5. That battle with those guys lost them in touch, and Slim Jim Gatney is yarding. Mom's sitting there watching right now. She's like, my son's going to take it home, I guarantee. Doris is like, this is over. He does not want a caution here. It's coming up. If we get a caution now, he's probably going to be good.
It's over. It's over if there's a caution now. So he
4
does
laps
not want
to
it.
go. Slim Jim Gately in the lead. Snap yourself into a Slim Jim. Come on, Slim. Matt Watkins is gained ground there, though. The GOAT is just not to be denied.
Yeah, that 35 car
We thought
has
he was
clearly... he found a mushroom, and he
These guys
is
have raced
going
each
at
other
it.
for years. They know each other, and Slim knows what he can do. Slim gaps him by a car length there on entry.
Yeah, where Matt's strong, look at how that run he just gets off turn 2.
Yeah,
He's
they're
carrying
doing the,
so
different
much
entry
speed.
and exit speed. Matt's trying to figure
Caution
out.
flag in the air. That
Caution
will
flag
end
is
it.
out.
With 2 to go.
The 23
Slim
goes by.
Jim Gately.
That's a wrap, folks.
Looks like the 143 was involved.
Oh boy, slowing down. Still got to cross the line.
Slim
Good
Jim
job there
Gately,
by
Matt
everybody to
Watkins,
get down.
and
Look at that packed
Ryan
field.
Johnson.
I think he's going to pick up third there. What a hard-fought battle with Johnny Doucette there. Just not quite on the podium. Fantastic racing. You want to pretend you think you are a real race car driver, then this is the place to be right here. FSB Racing. Slim Jim Gately. Just got to bring it one more lap.
And here is the source of our
Doris
race-ending
cheering
caution.
in the pits there, jumping up and down.
We have the 43 was passing the 108 going into 1, and just got a little too deep on the trail braking, and just like we saw earlier from other cars, slid up the track, almost
amazing
saved
the
it.
43 could even make it that far, but I'm sure he feels terrible because that car is beat up like bad.
Back end of that thing just looks like a crime scene right now.
They just got loose there. Dog getting by. What a nice run for Dog Palmer.
Look at Derby Don with the bounce back too. 7th place for the 49 car.
Fantastic.
Mark DeSenza only able to bounce back to 8th place from that.
Canadians rocked the house tonight.
Yeah, Dan Jones 5th.
Dan Jones, great job, Dan.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Great
still up here in
race.
the booth with us. Yeah, it's way to
Yeah, you know, with
bounce
all
back
these
from adversities.
distractions, I've done this before where I've broadcast and raced. It's hard.
Yeah, I used to pop in on Greg and Milt in the booth, and
Yeah, I
when
mean,
it was getting hot and heavy, that's when I would just pop back out of the channel.
But I mean, you get that focus. Matt giving a little love to the 23 there. Spins it out. These guys have been racing for 15, 16 years. I mean, Matt Watkins was I think he was like 16 when I first met him, you know.
Look at that, we
They're
finally
still
got
working there, the 3, great job for the 3 to battle back and get a decent finish.
We finally did it, Milty. We finally got Doris to see a whole broadcast with Slim actually announced as the winner.
Absolutely. Well, you should be so proud. A
He finally
fantastic
did it. We've always
racer and a
cursed him. We've always
fantastic
cursed him when Mama Gately was
person.
watching, but he managed to pull it off tonight. Fantastic run for the
I
professor.
just wish we lived closer. We live all the way across the country. I'd love to go fishing with Slim and hear his take on life, man. Just love the, when we used to do the training sessions. I'd listen to him and I get that feeling like, you remember that guy that used to paint on PBS,
Yeah, Bob Ross.
And then when you get that little tingle in the back of your neck, it's just like.
Yeah, there you go. He's the Bob
talks.
Ross of sim racers. I could get behind that.
Absolutely.
Well, just to wrap up our final standings here, we got Jim Gately, your winner again in the 23 car. Matt Watkins just ran out of laps there, but he came charging up at the end after taking care of the car all night long. Brings the 35 car home in second place. That might actually put a bow on his championship run. I'm not sure. We'll have to see points when Ryan Johnson updates them. And speaking of Ryan, there he is, podium finish.
Updating
for the 59
right now.
car. Oh, and here he is in the booth with us.
Hey, look, man, you ain't got to call me up, man. When I get a top 3, I'm coming up. You ain't
He came running up like the dinner bell was rung.
Let's get these other
I'm
boys
get these
up
points
here.
up.
Yeah, we're going to send Milty down to gather up the rest of our podium finishers. Meanwhile, we'll try and run through the rest of our finishing order as quick as possible. Johnny Doucette, strong run for the 58 car. He was up front at the start of the race. He kept that car up there all night long. Yeah, great run. 4th place on a Friday night at Rockingham. That's something to be proud of. Dan Jones bouncing back from having to take the end of the longest line and from getting some damage and getting spun in the pits. It was an eventful night, but Q Branch gave him a piece and he brings it home 5th place. And thanks as always for coming up here and giving us your in-race reporting there, Dan.
Yeah, it's nice listening to see what happened and where it happened on the track.
Rounding out your top 10, Bill Yarbrough in the 54. 49, again, another bounce back. Derby Don McCourtson started the race almost immediately 2 laps down. Got the lucky dog twice, pulls it up to 7th place. Mark DeSenza just could not recover completely from that late penalty. That's a killer. It puts him in the 8th spot after being probably the most laps led tonight. I haven't actually seen the numbers. Steve Weber quietly inside the top 10 there, 9th place for the 83 car, and Rick Castle, strong run for the 124, rounding out your top 10 tonight. We'll let the generic rock music finish while Milt gathers up our podium. In fact, we already have Ryan Johnson up here, but I don't know if he's done updating the points just yet.
Give me 1 sec.
All right. So we'll skip to Matt Watkins. Matt, I had you picked, and I think maybe if you had just a few more laps, you might have had something for him. But great run all night there. Looked like a strategy was just keep the car in one piece and then go at it when it was go time. How was your run out there tonight, Matt?
That was good. I definitely needed long runs to have a chance. I didn't have like sprint speed like those guys up front. So I was hoping we'd get a green flag stop. Might have had a chance there, but yeah, that was good racing all night. Ryan, Webb, Dan, all those guys, we raced pretty out there all night, and had a really good time. And congrats to Slim, him and Mark, Rick, all those guys. They were pretty good tonight.
We thought you were doing that on purpose, saving tires, because late in that one run before the caution came out, you were still running 25s and everybody started running 26s going backwards. And I'm like, yeah, that's Matt Watkins right there.
Yeah, at the end of the longest run, you pulled it up to 3rd place right before the caution came out. So.
Like 8th to 3rd.
Yeah,
so
definitely had the long run car out there tonight.
Yeah, I knew my only chance was to save tires and hope we get a long run, because if I tried to go hard like this guy, I could keep up, but wouldn't be able to pass him. So it was worth a shot. But at the end there, we had a shootout, and so I kind of figured it was time to go a little harder. That was
Well,
a fun race, though.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely did the right. Yeah, nothing wrong with the strategy call. Definitely
Hell no.
strong points night. That pretty much puts it to where you just have to show up for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
and
Shane.
Yeah,
just wrap it up.
well done.
Great job,
Matt.
dude.
Absolutely.
As you see, we
Good
have the points
go.
up on the screen right now. 41 points up, and with what's the max on a night? 25 points possible. 5 points minimum. Yeah, you got this wrapped up. So congratulations on just a dominant season, Matt, and of course, again, a great run tonight. Meanwhile,
Congrats, man.
we got our series admin, Ryan Johnson. We talked before the race, and he said I'd hope to talk to you later, and you came through on that.
I did.
Quiet run, but here you are on the podium. So walk us through your night. What was your strategy, and how was it for you out there?
Well, I was just trying to drive a smooth, clean race. I do like the track. It's one of these tracks that fits me for some reason, for whatever reason that is. I don't know why.
Because you got to keep the car in one piece.
But yeah, I wasn't the fastest guy, but I at one point I thought I was really not going to have a good night. Fell back, and I had hit the wall. I kind of got loose in the 1 and 2.
Actually,
and
saw that.
went from like, what was it, 5th maybe or 6th back to 12th or 13th. And then the caution came out, and I was able to fix my damage. I don't know why I got loose though. It's kind of weird, but after that caution, got it fixed, and then there was another caution, and everyone pitted, and I stayed out. I think we ran like 10 to 15 laps. Caution came out again, so I'd gained that track position back. So really pleased to have that happen. And I thought I was going to maybe get second, but I nipped the apron.
Saw that too.
Yeah, I nipped the apron. Matt took advantage of it, which he should have. And but I'm not going to complain about finishing third to my teammate Slim, and obviously Matt Watkins in second. So I consider it a good night.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Well, congrats, Ryan.
Bisconnor was another car that really came strong there in the 2/3 or
Yeah, Biscuit was really really fast on the
race,
short runs.
But you had the strategy and the pace, definitely.
Yeah, it's a great run,
Well,
Ryan, and
Slim
thanks for all you
Jim
do all
Gailey.
season long. And we turn to our winner, Slim. We finally did it. We finally got you into victory lane on a broadcast night with your mom watching.
Fired up too.
Oh man, I'm trying. It's not doing anything. Oh, here you go.
Oh gosh!
All right, keep it to less than 24 seconds so YouTube doesn't flag
I'm
it.
just gonna throw it in there. Anyway, hey mom, we made it. Thank you.
What a great win. And like I said in the broadcast, once I saw you in front like that, it was game over, man.
Well, Mark screwed up on pit road, got a speeding penalty, and I feel like he probably would have got by me if he would, had the fact wouldn't have happened to him. And then, I was only running as fast as I had to in that last 20 laps. I saw Matt back there.
You were pacing him, yeah.
When Matt's back there, I know he's there, and I know I'm gonna have to contend with him one way or another. So
We knew
I
you
saved a little
had
bit.
more in the tank there.
Well, yeah, at
for the
Rockingham,
first
even a
leg.
short run has tire implications, so that's kind of what I figured you were doing too.
Yep. Ryan ran a really good race tonight. Good job, Ryan. And
Thank you.
I really thought I was going to have to contend with him at the end until he messed up. And then I saw Matt was probably, I don't know, 6, 7 tenths back. I thought, well, I got this. And then I think he made up like 2 or 3 tenths in one lap. I said, well, I got to go now. So anyway, had a fun time tonight, man. It was a great race.
Awesome. Well, congrats, Slim, and thanks everybody for coming out. Great run, everybody. Thanks for joining us here in the post-race
Oh, and
show
hey,
here.
one other thing.
Is that?
Congrats to Matt on the championship. Great job, dude, as always.
Well, he's got to show up for 3 more
absolutely.
races.
He'll be there.
That's pretty much all he's got to do. Yeah,
It's not over till it's over.
Yeah, it is.
That'll be a guaranteed 15 points there if he shows up for all three of them, and that's with a 41-point lead. Yep, that'll do it.
It is Friday the 13th, though.
Are we running on? Is that the one when the doubleheader
The
is?
doubleheader on Friday the 13th.
It's perfect.
Yep.
Nice, isn't that's like the second Friday the 13th race we've had
You
this
don't
season
know
too.
the power of the dog.
Yeah.
So again,
Great
thanks
job,
everybody for
guys.
joining us out there in YouTube. You know, Brad Otto, Doris Gately, Lauren S, Karen Hansen, and anyone else I'm not forgetting not remembering because you scrolled off the screen. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Fun broadcast. Thanks as always, my partner Milt Mitcher Jr. Could not do this without you, buddy.
Yeah.
Our series admin and podium finisher Ryan Johnson. Thanks for all you do all season and beyond. And of course our sponsor, Bill Farmer. He was checking in the chat, feeling a little under the weather tonight, putting up the hardware for this season. Thanks for sponsoring it with Farmer Brothers Contracting. And of course, Sam Young, our boss, who hates to be called boss, but tough shit, we're going to call you boss. Yep. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Gotta have one. Yeah.
Gotta have one, and we love all you do, Sammy. So for FSB Racing Live, I'm Shawn Reap saying good night.